Hey folks, day 9, here we go.
I made her get on camera because it's usually just me talking, and then we'll do the recap at night together. But day 9, and we're not sure if we're gonna go 7 or 11 yet. We'll know this afternoon. We kind of slept in an extra 45 minutes. The camp we were at was really quiet. It's the first time we've had a completely quiet camp in the morning, and it was pretty cool. Like, everyone was respectful, no loud voices, no lights. It's kind of weird to wake up. Then everybody had packed up about a similar time. Most people were having breakfast together. We got to see an amazing sunrise. So day 9 was a great start. No rain in the forecast today. I think it's about 55 degrees right now. Looking to go up to the high 60s, which is a very comfortable level. If we do the 11 miles, we'll climb 2,400 feet, but we'll go down about 3,500. And we're hoping that we can get some level trail today. But this is kind of what we're walking in today. I'll give you a 360. It's a really neat little woodsy area. So, but yeah, feeling good. No major issues. Got a little blister on my left big toe that I'm gonna check out tonight and get right. And so, but we'll see what the day has. Come along. Today actually starts the first day of the bubble at Springer Mountain, where registrations, the ATC likes to keep the number leaving each day around 50 hikers so that it doesn't overwhelm the facilities, meaning like when you get to a shelter and it's full and there's no tent sites and you have to move on, it might be dark, or the use of the privies, which is a fancy term for outhouse. And I don't have to go into detail on what that would look like with 70 hikers using it a day. I think you can figure that one out. But the big dates are March 1, March 15, April 1, and April 15th. And there's actually, if you Google search AT Thru hiker registration, the page will come up and you can actually track the number of people registering. Now, you're not required to register. They just like to do that as a courtesy to inform you of how many other hikers will be on the trail. You can certainly through hike without that. You don't even have to check in with them and get a bag tag if you don't want to. You just come out and hike the AT. You can section hike the AT. You can day hike the AT, or you can lash, which is a long section hike. You can go out for a week or 2 weeks or a month, and a lot of folks do that. We've met hikers who are through hiking this year that have hiked almost the entire trail in sections and now have retired and want to come out and hike the trail, right? So we love talking to those folks, talking about areas that we haven't hiked in to kind of get an idea. But we've met so many fun people. Last night at the shelter, there was a guy named Colossus, and he fit his hiker name. He was Colossus. Mama Nia and her husband, an older couple, like us, later in life, that wanted to hike, and they're out here doing it. We met a couple other younger guys, a girl named Britt, who was just fantastic to hang out with, and we stayed at the shelter, had dinner together. It was a good time. I would say that's one of the unexpected fun things on the hike for me, are meeting different people each day and just getting to know the backstory on why people are hiking and, what their experience has been so far. Maybe we'll try to get a couple of those folks on camera at some time, but I always feel weird when we're relaxing and, you know, you want to whip out a camera and everyone's like, hey. So we try to keep it to on trail, but we'll see. We'll check in a little bit later. Heading north. Well, we're at 3:30 today, and we really wanted to make it into Hiawassee, so we decided to put the extra miles in and go against our 8-mile rule again. You hear Felicia again. So, but today is the first day of the shuttles by the city of Hiawassee. They're trying to bring more hikers through their town to enjoy that, to resupply. Obviously, it's an economic gain for them as well, right? And that shuttle's at 5:30, so we got about 2.5 miles to go in 2 hours, which this section luckily is mostly downhill. But we ran into a guy named Compact on the trail, and he was like, hey, I know you guys, I follow you. And I tell you what, it's just so motivational to have someone, you know, just know people are cheering us on, and so you guys will never know how much we appreciate you. But just wanted to tell you that. Hey, now heading north. Almost tripped.
We're towards the end. How are you feeling?
We got 2 miles left, and my 2 horsepower legs are feeling it. Made it to the top of Kelly's Knob. Luckily, spring has not broke yet, so we get a little peek see through here. You see where I found a hat rack? You can tell, like, as I'm sweating through it, that salt's just collected on that hat. But trying out my buff, and look, oh, that's the best view of the day. Look at this right here. Girl, why don't you come on, holla at me. Hey now. Day 9 recap. We've almost made it 10 days on trail, hard to believe. But
Yeah.
We started out where this morning?
Trey Gap.
Trey Mountain Shelter.
Trey Mountain Shelter.
Remember, because we did the sunrise on top of the mountain?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Which meant we had to come down the mountain, which was fine. But then we had to go up Kelly Knob, and that was not fine.
Today sucked.
Today was a tough one. We had the original plan was to try to maybe go 8 to Deep Gap Shelter. You can't make these names up, by the way. They're literally on the map. And but we decided today to bust out another 4 miles to Dick Creek Gap. So we went from Deep Gap Shelter to Dick Creek Gap. Another 4 miles to set us up for our first 0 on day 10. We thought, man, how great would it be to knock these 4 miles out and then end up in a town and be able to sleep in with no alarm clock. How were those last 4 miles, Felicia?
They were rough. They were rough. My feet, we need to rest our feet and soak them in ice somehow. And it was a struggle. Like, we need to stick to 8 miles.
We do.
Yeah, we got sunburned today, too.
Yeah, we went from earlier this week walking 3 days in a cloud to getting sunburned today, like the side of my head.
It was warm.
My arm is sunburned, if you can tell. But got out of the shower and I was like, phew, my face is red. So it was a good day. I mean, 12 is probably our upper limits. But knowing that we were coming for a 0, we were just super excited. And so we're actually going to we're staying at a hotel tonight and then tomorrow night at a hostel. And then guess what happens on Friday, baby?
What?
We may possibly see the North Carolina sign.
Oh.
All right. Well, good night, y'all.
Yep.
And let's see. We'll record some of our 0 day tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.